Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Molly, and in today's video I think I'm gonna do a quick wrap up of what I read in July and then pick out what I'm going to try to read in August. I'm not great at having like a strict TBR, so I just kind of read whatever I feel like reading or whatever's available to me. But I would like to start doing a monthly like clear your shelves challenge where I have a jar here full of prompts, which I wrote down all the prompts I have so I can read those off to you guys. But I put a bunch of prompts in here and I want to pick, depending I guess on how many books I'm carrying over from the month before, I'll pick like probably up to 5 books out of here, and these are all, I have to pick books that I physically own, you know, just to try to clear up some of my physical books, because as of right now, according to my I went through and counted like all of my like historical fictions and romance and all that, I have 104 books that I own that have not been read yet. 8 of those are historical fiction. 38 of those are fantasy, but that's only like standalone fantasies or the first or second book in the series, like whatever book I'm on in the series. 4 of those are sci-fi. 18 are romance. 9 of those are fantasy romance. 14 are general fiction, and 13 nonfiction. Oof, I didn't realize I had that many nonfiction books. So give or take some, there could be some floating around the house that I didn't like go through and count. So around 104 books, and I just bought 2 more today. So 106 books, I guess. So that's where I'm starting at in August. So I pulled a lot of these from other like YouTubers who do this, or there was like a website. Oh, I don't remember the website that I got a lot of prompts from as well. Oh, I wrote it down. HeyI'mReading.com is where I got some of these prompts. So yeah, that is the goal. Real quick, I'll go over what I read. This is like my little reading journal that I have been keeping track of. Like every month I, you know, write down what I'm reading and what like the star rating I gave it and whatnot. So in July, I read 6 books. Let's see, the first book I read was The Hero of Ages. This I gave a 5 out of 5. This book made me cry. I haven't cried for a book in a long time, but I did cry at the end of this book. 5 out of 5. I'm not gonna go through like details of books. I don't want to give anything away, and I feel like when I start talking about a book, I will just like spew a bunch of unnecessary information. So the next book I did not technically finish, but I got like 60 to 70% of the way through it, so I'm counting it. The Wren in the Holly Library, I DNF'd this at like 60 to 70%. I just don't like it. So this is the Fairy Loot Romantasy edition. And then I actually listened to this, Lady of Darkness by Melissa K. Rorick. And I also listened to Lady of Shadows and Lady of Ashes. So this is book 1. I gave this one a 4 out of 5. I really like this book. I gave the second book, Lady of Shadows, which I'll put like a picture up beside me. I gave Lady of Shadows a 3 out of 5, and then Lady of Ashes a 3 out of 5. So far I'm really liking the series. It's just not like a favorite, but I'm liking it enough that I'm buying the expensive freaking paperbacks. And then I read Pumpkin Spice Cafe because there was a brief couple days where it was like low 70-degree weather and it felt like fall, so I really was craving like a Gilmore Girl-esque book. And that is, if you are looking for a like Gilmore Girls vibe in a book, that is the epitome of the Gilmore Girls, minus like the mother-daughter scenario, but like the town and the characters, It was so cute. I really, really liked that book. Did I say what I gave it? I gave it a 4 out of 5. Yeah, those are the books that I read in July. Books that I'm carrying over from July that I did not finish are, not that one. The Last Animal by Ramona Azubel. And I'm a little over halfway done with it. So, The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I'm not very far into it, but enough that I'm going to carry it over. I'm currently reading The Old Gray Homestead. It was one of my grandma's books that I'm like, I think 3 chapters into it, but I want to slowly just make my way through it. And then I'm doing a reread of Outlander, the first book in the Outlander series, Outlander. I'm doing a reread of that, but that'll probably take me a couple months because I'm just very slowly working my way through it and tabbing it. Okay, I just went and grabbed it. I have it in this little thing my boyfriend got me. So yeah, I'm slowly just working through it and tabbing it. Check out this bookmark that I got off of Etsy. Love it. But yeah, I'm only on chapter 4, but I'm like reading a chapter every couple nights a week. I'm just trying to like absorb it, you know? I love this series. One of my favorite series ever. So that I'm also going to be reading. So now I guess we're gonna pick 4, I think, just because I have a lot of books I'm carrying over. Oh, and I'm continuing on with the Cosmere series, but I need to read a novella, The Lost Metal, I think, or The 11th Metal. I don't remember what it's called, but it's in the Arcanum Unbound like book bind up of novellas, and I ordered that and it should be here on Monday. So I'm gonna read that, and then I'll continue on with, I think, The Alloy of Law is what I need to read next. Oh, I actually have, oh no, so I need to read The 11th Metal and then Elantris I need to read. So I don't know if I'll get to that in August though. So I'm gonna pick 4 books out of here, or prompts, 4 prompts. The first one is a book that has a number in the title. Okay, so a book that has a number in the title. I found 3 that I know of. Ready Player One, Taming 7, which I did start. I just never finished it for some reason. And then Punk 57, which I've had this one the longest. So I think I'm gonna go with Punk 57 just so I can finally get it off of my physical TBR. Let's pick another. The next prompt is a book from an author you've never read, which should be easy because I feel like I have a lot of those. Oh, I'm gonna go with Crow Talk by Eileen Garvin. This is a newer book that I've purchased, and I did start it, but I didn't get very far. And I am craving fall weather, and this book just screams fall. So I'm gonna stick with that one. Next prompt. Ooh. A book you've had for years. There's a lot of books I feel like I've had for years. Unnatural Magic by C.M. Wagoner. I've had this book for probably 5 years now, or at least when it released, which was probably 5 years ago. I just feel like I've had this book for a very, very long time. 2019, so. Okay, let's pick one more. A book someone recommended. I'm gonna read a book I also just bought, I'm gonna read Business Casual because a lot of people are talking about this book right now. It did just release by B.K. Borison. So I forgot I'm also reading Lady of Embers by Melissa K. Rourke, which is the 4th book in the Lady of Darkness series. But I just don't have the physical copy of that at the moment. So for August, these are the books. Will I get through all these? I really highly doubt it, but it's fun to just to have a little challenge, you know? So I'm very casually going to be reading Outlander, The Old Grey Homestead. I don't even know who the author of this book is. Francis Parkinson Keys. The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. The Last Animal by Ramona Azubel. Business Casual by B.K. Borison. Unnatural Magic by C.M. Wagner. Crow Talk by Eileen Garvin. And Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. Those are all the books I'm going to try to read for August. If you would like to know if I actually did read any of them, then stay tuned for my August wrap-up September TBR video, which I'll obviously film at the beginning of September. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.